Hi, my name is Andrew Scarborough. I'm a product manager at Bottomline Technologies, and in this short webcast, I'm going to talk to you about a new feature we have for PTX called an image survivable feature. And this is for our check printing solutions. A little bit, if I may, about those solutions, how we can help you if you're printing checks. We have two check printing solutions. The first is called PTX checks, and that's a DIY solution for customers who need to print their own checks. So you can upload a batch file, you can create your own check by entering the details into a screen, and then PTX will create an image of the check for you that you can print to one of your printers, and that could be to a single or multiple locations. We also have a print and post service. So if you're looking to outsource your check printing process, which is really popular these days, we can take a file, we can check the file and securely send it to a secure location where your checks will be printed and mailed the next day. And in that time, you'll also be able to see the file and each of the checks within the file and the status of that file. Has it been processed? Has it been printed? Has it been mailed? The reason this is so popular with our customers at the moment is because there's no stationery or hardware required, which significantly reduces the cost of processing these types of payments. It's a highly secure and reliable process as well. Lastly, we have a new product called PTX Refunds, and this is actually not a check solution, but it's to help companies who want to move away from checks. We use a combination of a web form that's a hosted page that's branded to your image, and we use that to capture and validate bank details from your beneficiaries. So we help you create a link, and that link is opened. The beneficiary sees your payment page, they enter their bank details. We then check those bank details. We check the name and address, if you like, against the bank details that are held on record with the bank. And if that check passes, we pass it through into our payments module so that you can make a BACS or a faster payment. It's really popular with our customers because you don't actually need to store any of those bank details yourself. And we have the additional security of that check we do to check the name and address with the bank details. Obviously, it's also really popular with consumers who most consumers will prefer a payment straight into their bank account to a check. Some cases, for some younger generations, they have no idea what to do with a check. So different options for you. If you need to print an ISF, you can do so with both our PTX check solution, that's printing your own checks, or PTX printing services, that's outsourcing the process to us. So a little bit about check fraud before I tell you about image survivable features. So over the last 3-4 years, we've seen a dramatic increase in check fraud. And this is due to a new clearing system called image clearing. In the old days, the actual physical check, the paper check, would be sent to a clearing company. Now it's just the image of the check that gets sent. And those images are created by mobile banking applications, cash machines at the bank, or scanners that some corporates have to create an image of the check. The reason that fraud has gone up is because it's easier for the fraudster to create a counterfeit image or to alter the details. All they need is a graphics program and some know-how, and then they can create a fake image and submit it into the clearing system. This has obviously got the banks worried. because they're the ones who are liable for any check fraud. Having said that, they may be liable, but also let me just reiterate, it's not good to have check fraud on your checks for all kinds of reasons. So what are the banks doing about it? So they have a new initiative and it's called an image survivable feature. Essentially, this is a, if you like, a unique digital signature that's printed onto the check. And when the image of the check passes through clearing, the banks verify this. We have partnerships with 3 banks, and I can tell you that NatWest and RBS, they've set a deadline. So any organization issuing a check from August will find that if that check gets cashed, the bank will refuse to pay it. So it's really vitally important if you're a NatWest or an RBS customer that you start printing these features onto your checks. Lloyds Bank are strongly recommending the feature and they're engaging with their priority clients to promote this feature. And the same for HSBC. They've strongly recommended an ISF and are speaking with their clients about incorporating this. How does it work? We take the bank details, that's the check number, sort code, and account number, and also the pay details, that's the name, amount, and date. And from those details, we create a code, and we do that by encrypting the data with an algorithm and an encryption key. When the code is generated, the system will select randomly from 266 encryption keys. We then print the code that is generated by our payments platform, PTX, and that can be printed onto the check. And it doesn't matter whether you're using our PTX check solution or outsourcing the solution to us. We can do it in either scenario. When that image of the check is then sent to the bank will decrypt the ISF code and they'll check it against the details that are on that check. And they do that by applying our algorithm and the encryption key to decrypt it. So what's required to start using an ISF? Well, firstly, you need to be subscribed to PTX. And that's because PTX stores the algorithm and encryption keys that are used to generate the ISF. I want to reiterate, it is not possible to generate or print an ISF using our on-premise software. So you need to be subscribed. The second thing is you'll need your stationery updated. You can see in this example here, the ISF, which in this case is the QR code that you can see here, is printed by PTX or our printers on top of a white background that sits in the body of the check. So we'll need stationery that has that white background already printed onto it. The last thing we'll need to do is update your templates or create new ones for you if you're a new customer. And these will be designed to not only incorporate the ISF and make sure it's in the right position, but also to optimize the check to help the banks when they verify the ISF. For example, the name needs to be capitalized, there needs to be no padding after the name. And this is all to help the banks read the check, read the image, and verify it. That's it. If you'd like more information, please feel free to reach out to me directly. I've given you my mobile number and my email address there. Also, please find some links to find more information about our check printing solutions or our electronic check alternative that we call PCX refunds that I'd love to talk to you about as well. Thank you.